Since you married, and from going from a single person to a married person, versus also, let's address the elephant in the room. Adim is, a person of color as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So has that impacted your life as an American? We will talk
Get your
about
perspective as
yes.
well, because I personally, like, not that much has changed,
Yes.
but I do remember being a little bit worried when we were first talking. I mean, obviously, when I was pitching Poland and we were first talking about it, he had visited a few times. But you hear a lot of things, Poland is racist. Poland is racist, basically, is what everybody tells you. And I personally am not going to experience life in the same way as perhaps you might experience. So I was really worried at first, really hoping nothing would happen, because I mean, we're even now, and I'm not going to live in a place that's going to be uncomfortable for either one of us. We want to live in a place where we both feel good and we can both, exist happily.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say that we have not had to move. Yeah, but I want to hear your take on that as well. Like,
yeah, it's been actually a very interesting journey, because when I told my family, for example, that I was going to spend more time in Poland, a lot of my extended family told me about a lot of stories about racism, and even Polish people in the U.S. Would tell me that, like, why would you go to Poland? That Polish people are very racist, but they would recommend for me to come here. For me, it's interesting because brief history. The first reason I even started my software company ever was because I wanted to travel. It wasn't to become a billionaire or a unicorn or anything. I just wanted to create a life for myself where I could see more of the world and understand more, because I have this theory that if humans understood each other more, we would have world peace. Right. It might be a bit naive, but like, I really think a lot of the stuff that we fight about is a lack of understanding of somebody else's perspective. Lack of empathy from where the other person is coming from. So based on this, I've just always, every time I've traveled somewhere, my family, I've been traveling since I was 6 years old. I've always had this my mind, my perspective gets refreshed, and I see the world from new eyes. So one of the biggest things that was a driver in encouraging me to come here was a lot of places that people told me not to visit. When I get there, I get pleasantly surprised. In fact, I'm actually yet to go to a place where I'm like, oh, they said I shouldn't come here, and they were right. Like, I definitely should not come here. So when people kept telling me Poland was racist, I was like, I'll go check it out for myself, right? Coming here, I have not actually experienced any negative racism, both physical or even, like, maybe people have said stuff, but I didn't hear or understand. But like, I haven't experienced. In fact, it's been shockingly the opposite. So like, even from when I was visiting, I remember a time we were in Krakow, where we actually went out to the bars. We had a late night, and we were walking home to our hotel, and a bunch of young boys, they were 14, 15, and they literally all ran up to me, and they surrounded me, and they were like saying stuff in Polish. And at the time, I could not even understand. And like, she got worried that I was getting surrounded, and she came, and they literally were saying like, they just wanted to welcome me, and they know that I was visiting, and like, I'm welcome. And, for me, that was very touching. And, fast forward to even a couple months ago, I was in a bar with Chu and a couple other friends. And we were sitting there, and the bartender comes up and gives me and my friend, Chu is from Canada, he's half Canadian, half Nigerian. And they gave both of us a shot, and they were like, oh, it's from the other guys. And they pointed to 3 Polish guys. And we were like, at first I thought, I was like, maybe they're gay, maybe they're hitting on us. Like, I didn't know what was going on. So we took the shot, and we just waved and, gave them a thumbs up. I was like, all right, thanks. And we continued our conversation. And then 30 minutes later, the bartender came in again, very sheepishly, put another shot in front of us. And We were like, yeah, and she's like, from the guys again. And we're like, what the hell's going on? But we're, as in again, I take gifts, so sure. We took the shot and we thanked them. And then they walked over and they were like, oh, I know it's weird. Sorry, we didn't mean to be weird. But one of the guys, I think his English was probably the best because, and he was trying to communicate to me. And he was like, yeah, I used to live in England and I was an immigrant in England. And I know what it feels like to be an immigrant somewhere else. And I wanted to welcome you to my country. So like, and then we talked a bit more and, we exchanged numbers and that was I've had lots of experiences like this. On the weirder side, I've walked, late at night, if I'm walking, I had another experience where somebody walked up to me and was just like, hey man, where are you from? I told him and he's like, strange question. Do you have a big and, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, what else am I going to say? Right? Like, modest. As in,
Yeah.
And
Did he ask you? No, I'm kidding.
yeah. So, and after he said that, he was like, "Oh, me and some friends are going to have drinks at this bar. Do you want to come?" And I was actually on my way home, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went with them, talked to them. They've gone to the US a couple times, and we talked about our experiences in the US. And I had a couple drinks with them, and I came back home. So, like, these are the experiences I've had. That was like the strangest one stereotypical experience I've had.
So, I think it's interesting that, people in other countries will tell you not to go to Poland because Poland is racist, right? But then that's their perspective, outside looking in, or people who have left Poland and moved to another country and they still have those views about Poland, that Poland is still racist versus, they're not people of color. They've not lived in a different country whilst being a person of color. And they will tell you Poland is racist because of maybe media propaganda or maybe what their image still is of Poland whilst they might have left many years ago.
No, definitely. And the issue is, I think even being a Nigerian myself, I am very familiar with this. I think Poland has a PR issue on that front. The same way Nigeria has a PR issue, like if you say you're a Nigerian somewhere, a lot of people will say, the Nigerian prince stamps or different experiences growing up. And I'm not saying that, like, for example, all Nigerians are great, but this is a country of 200 million people that still exists today. There are all sorts of people. There are rich people, there are poor people, there are bad people, there are good people. Same thing with Poland, right? And the thing is, there are rich people, there are poor people, there are racist people, there are not racist people here. And to even give you a bigger point on what you're bringing up, I was talking to a German friend of mine when I was coming here, because I was telling her about like the experiment Alexis and I just tried living here for a year and see what it's like. And she's currently in Germany, and she was like, oh, why would you live there? Like, I was like, haven't you been to Poland before? You literally border the country. She's like, oh no, like all I know about Poland is that they steal our bicycles. So like, for me, that was like, wow, this is literally from a country that's bordering Poland. And this is what they think of Polish people. And it's like, and if you were to ask me if I wanted to live in Germany or Poland, hands down, it will be Poland, right? Any day. Like that for me, that's not even a debate. But like, this is what a German living, and this German has traveled the world. Like how we became friends was even that they lived in Nigeria. And so like, it's not even like somebody that has not seen the world. And this is what they think of Poland. And I think this is, a lot of times it's a governmental PR issue, because for juxtaposing this with Nigeria does nothing about its international PR. They just kind of leave it alone. People believe whatever they want to believe. In Poland, I haven't really seen, besides a lot of expats like us talking about it on social media, I've never really seen the government trying to, dispute those claims. I don't know, and I think that's where all these things come from.
Yeah, and I think, Polish people in general, and again, that's only my experience, they are very straight people, right? In terms of, they are very direct, right? In terms of what their thought process, they say what they think.
Yeah.
There is no filter most of the time, right? So if they like you, it would be very evident that they like you. If they don't like you, also be very evident that they don't like you, but they will also state the reasons why they don't like you, right? And sometimes that straightforwardness can be misconstrued as rudeness,
Yeah.
or for people of color, maybe racism when they don't understand Polish or don't understand the cultural nuances.
Yeah.
Right. And I think those things can lead to bad PR in general.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, someone who travels, they need to have an open mindedness, not be sort of ignorant about the country's cultures and values and beliefs.